We are here where they do that at Wednesdays. Today is January the 19th, 2011. Today's topic is teen violence. And of course, I got my road dog here with me.
Hello there.
And that is Jordash. And I decided to do this topic today because there was a shooting in California where two teens were arrested. I believe it was at a Gardenia school or something like that. But two teens were arrested at a California high school. This actually happened, today, for a shooting that took place. Let me just read this right fast. According to ABC News, a 17-year-old male student was arrested Tuesday after a gun discharged inside his backpack when he set it on a table in a classroom. A girl and another boy were arrested, accused of helping conceal the evidence. One bullet hit two students. A 15-year-old boy was hit in the neck. He is in serious condition. And a 15-year-old girl who was hit in her head is in critical condition. So this is what we're going to talk about because it's getting out of control. Teens taking guns to school. They have no respect for life. What you think, Jay?
It's definitely an issue. Over the weekend, my stepson was stabbed at the skating ring and on Amherst. Got into a confrontation, and he wasn't even in the confrontation directly, but a girl came from behind and stabbed him 3 times in the back, and his lungs collapsed. He's 14, and she's only 15 years old, so it's definitely something we need to talk about.
Now we don't went from thinking that it's all about the boys all the time, the young boys out here, but she just said a girl stabbed him 3 times?
3 times.
I don't know. It's not even safe to have your kids go skating. I mean, do the skating rinks gotta bring in metal detectors? Do they have to have police
And from my understanding, they had security up there. Like, he literally had to tell the security, like, I've been stabbed, call an ambulance. So it's crazy. It's just crazy.
I mean, and then you say, well, what can the kids do? Skating. I mean, we used to go skating and have a ball. We never thought about guns or knives. We might have had a few tussles here and there, but
right.
So
it's no type of outlet for them. It's just Buffalo is just like it's getting out of control, and our city is so small that everybody's connected in some type of way. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just getting ridiculous. It really is.
So we're gonna go over to Skype and see what the people on Skype say. We're gonna take some comments on Facebook because we know what the problem is, but we really need to try to find out what can we do to help the youth. We need a solution, and they say it's not enough activities for them to do, but the ones that are out here causing the trouble don't want to do positive things. So how do we get them involved in positive things? So this is where they do that at Wednesday, 7 o'clock. We'll be back.
Gang violence needs to be wiped out. Don't you know we got to put our heads together? Make the change, cause we're all in the same game.
You gotta take it back to the, you gotta take it back. As far as now the kids now, you gotta take it all back to the 80s.
That's what Jay just said.
Yeah,
That's what she just said.
You gotta take it back to the 80s. You know why? When that crack came here, it fucked up families. So now it fucked our generation up for us to be able to teach our kids. So now we can't teach our kids nothing because our mother and father didn't teach us nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Only ones that's really lucky is the ones that's still holding on to their grandmothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That get a good point of view on a lot of things. Other than that, though, I think crack fucked it up.
So
because really though, I got shot when I was 15. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Why is that? Did you not have your dad to teach you any better or raise you any better? Like as a father of you said 14-year-old.
I can't blame my dad who's just a young boy growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I went left instead of right. My brother went right. I went left. So.
Okay.
So what do you think? You're about what 34, right? How old are you?
No, I ain't that old. I'm in my early 30s.
Okay, so you don't want to be specific, but okay, you in your 30s. So for the last, say, 15, 20 years, like, the youth have just been out of control. Like, is it beyond the point of no return at this point? Because like you said, you got shot when you was 15. Now you in your 30s. And these kids out here doing the same thing, even worse now, though. Like, at least we have some type of respect.
Right.
And
all it is, man, everything now that's going on went on back then. I'm saying history will keep repeating itself.
But we need to put a stop. Like, it's like a generational curse. That's what they call certain things. Like, how do we put it? I mean, it'll never go away. Violence will never go away. But how can we help, like, bring it down just a little bit? Like, what would you teach your 14-year-old son?
The way you could possibly bring that, I think you could possibly bring that down is to take the drugs away.
What about the guns?
Huh?
What about the guns?
Guns come with drugs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's messed up now. They got too many guns out here, too many drugs out here.
So what do you think? Like, what would you do if something like that happened to your son? Like my son, he played football, basketball. You know what I mean? He was just going to skating with his friends. You know what I mean? Like, this whole generation, like I was telling her, these kids don't even go outside and play no more. They got the Wii game, the PlayStation 3, the Xbox. They got the iPad, the iPods, the internet, Facebook, MySpace. Twitter, like they got so much of this other BS going on, they don't even know how to go outside and play no more. It's ridiculous. It's just like a trend thing. Like you know, they have no guidance. They're not. That leaders.
Is their guidance.
Right. They're not leaders. They're more of followers. You know what I mean? Like we kind of did our own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
whoever they, you gotta understand, man. The kids are picking the wrong role models. You know what I'm saying? They looking up to the wrong people.
Right.
They gotta have somebody that's successful that can teach them another way. If the kid ain't got I ain't had that in my life. I ain't had nobody successful to teach me about real estate and buying houses and investing.
Right.
Nobody taught me that.
Right.
Okay, now let's
I learned it the hard way. By the time somebody tried to teach me it, I was already to the street, so I didn't want to hear it.
Listen now, it's oh sure we gotta. I don't know how that's. It's good that you mentioned that as far as role models. Like a lot of these kids, unfortunately, you know, we got rappers and they think that they want to live a rapper life. So a lot of kids, that's their role models, or they might look up to a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they can't have that money that they have right now.
Listen, all kids don't go left, but you know what I mean. Some say right, some do the right thing, but you know, people they choose their own destiny and what they want to do. They gotta go around good people that's gonna show them the right way.
But you know what, Swaz? I think they need to learn it from even the people that don't got it together. Like, they need to see examples, like real examples. You know what I mean? It's easy to go say, oh, look at Obama and what he did. You know what I mean? But that's not really a reality for them.
We all agreed tonight, all of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem.
Basically, we killing each other. So because we killing off each other, they not gonna make any changes to the gun laws. They're gonna remain the same. I personally think that guns should be illegal and only available for law enforcement. What do you think? I don't know if that'll be a good thing or a bad, but I personally think they should only be available for law enforcement.
To a certain extent, I would agree with you on that. You know, what's so crazy is the same night that happened with my son, a friend, she was on her way to the hospital to see about him, and she got a phone call that her son had just shot himself in the leg, grazed himself in the leg, because he was going basically trying to retaliate for what happened to my son.
Oh, wow.
So they all, you know, him and his friends all gathered at her house. She didn't know this, but you know, she's a single mother. She was just keeping her gun for protection, but I'm sure she didn't know that her son knew where it was. But of course he went, and he, you know, they don't know how to operate guns, and it went off. Thank God his leg only got grazed, and I believe she got a big hole in her wall. But can you imagine if he would have shot himself or one of those kids? She'd be in jail for the rest of her life. Right.
I just think they should be illegal. But then again, now we have knives and we have swords. That
Right.
incident that just happened
Right.
with the sword. So you just never know. We're going to see what did.
What they say, guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Yep, that's true. And parents, if you have guns at home, I think it's just best that you
They should be locked up.
in a safe.
Yes,
Exactly.
they should be
You should be the
locked
only
away
one with the key.
With your access, your child should never know where you keep your weapon. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like my mom, she keeps a knife right up under her bed. You know what I mean? Like, we all, especially when you a woman and you living by yourself,
Right,
you gotta
right.
have some type of protection. But you know, you gotta make sure you're the only person that knows where it is.
Well, I personally wanted a gun for protection, but I want one, but I just rather not. Like, because I don't want to kill nobody.
Right.
I don't want to have it
I
available.
said I
be,
wanted to
you know,
go.
to be
Like,
pulled
I
out.
think it would be good for all of us to go and go to the shooting range, learn how to shoot, and who can, you know, and who's able to get a gun license.
Yeah.
And go ahead, you know what I mean? But some people use that as an excuse. Okay, now I gotta, you know, you're not still supposed to be riding around with your
Right,
gun.
right.
You know what I mean? Safety
definitely
supposed to be
can't
on
be
at
loaded.
all times. Exactly. So I don't think I should have one of those.
No.
But you know, one of my friends, you know, at least I know somebody break in here, we good. But I mean, nowadays it's so crazy. You gotta protect yourself. You have to.
I just don't feel safe with it. I don't, you know, I've held a gun before for somebody and I was nervous. Like, this is when I was young and
Right.
dumb and stupid. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Riding somebody home and holding their gun for them. Like, and I thought I was so gangster. Like, really had it, like, in my pants. Like, what if
Oh
it would have
my
went
God.
off or to say, you know, you don't think about that stuff when you're young. You just think, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this. But, nah. I was scared the whole time while I'm driving and holding it, like, you know, but I couldn't have a gun. I don't want a gun. I got a sword. I sword you.
I will take a bottle and go upside your head if I have to defend myself. Like, whatever's within reach. You know what I mean? But violence isn't the answer all the time. You know what I mean? But what's sad is, like, these kids are clicking up and they doing these little gangs, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that was her whole motive behind stabbing my son. She was trying to gain points for some gang.
Mm-hmm.
When the whole thing is, they're not going to jail with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did you see that episode on where they trying to scare the teens, where they took them into the jail? It was on, I think it was on A&E last night.
Mm-mm.
Well, we gotta look it up and wait until y'all see that. Like, these women have been in jail for all their life, and they took the teens in there and they put them in the cells with them. Like, these kids need to be scared straight because they don't fear nothing.
They don't.
They don't value life. You know what I mean? Everything is given to them in a silver spoon. They got iPods, they got iPads, they got video games, they got, you know, cell phones. Like, we didn't even have cell phones. Most we had was a beeper. And you had to earn that. Something happened, you know, it's a way. It's so much. It's all this internet and this. I mean, it's just getting out of control. We gotta go back to the basics. You know what I mean? And, you know, not to say that they don't deserve it. If the kids
Right.
deserve it, then by all means, you know what I mean? Let them have this. But you gotta, you know what I mean? They don't even go outside and play no more.
They don't.
They all on the video games. Like, everything is just,
In
it's
the
just
video
out of control.
games, some video games are off the chain. I wish my nephew could come in here and tell me the name of the video game, but he got this one video game. It's just all violence. They riding, they shooting, they doing drive-bys, they cursing. I'm like, what in the world? It's like a movie,
Yeah.
but it's an actual
But it's a video game.